Hi and welcome in this tutorial. Today we're going to develop this screen that tells the airplane where to land in a runway. If I refresh the page, the airplane will land at any zone of the runway. And if I go to the code and change the position, say I wanted to land at position 2500 meters while the airport size is 3000. I'll save. Then it should land somewhere here. Okay, so today we're going to develop this screen from scratch. Our tutorial consists of 3 or 4 parts. The first part is related to the airplane itself. The other part is the runway. The third is merging the two of them. And the fourth one is to make it dynamic. So in part 1 of this tutorial, we're going to develop this page that is representing a landing of an airplane in a white page. It goes from the left to the right down. So first of all, in order to do that, we will create a new folder. Let's call it aircraft. And then inside it, I will create new HTML. Call it index.html. I will create also CSS style.css. And also you can download any SVG picture from the net that will represent this airplane movement. Here, if I put airplane SVG download, I guess you're gonna find many. Just choose one and modify it. If I take this airplane, this is the one that I used. If I open it, this is the code. And if you try to figure out a bit what is in the code, you would find out what are the characteristics. Like, for example, if you want to change the color, this looks like a color code, so you can change it. So going back to my code, so again I have index, style and SVG. This code will be in the link down to download, so there is no problem. If you didn't find any SVG, then you can use this one. I will open my index.html to edit it. So here I will add the classic HTML code. Maybe the title would be airplane landing. And here I'll create 2 divs. I will just add an ID for the div here, and I'll call it aeroplane. That's it. Here inside, I want to add an image. So I put the width here so that you can change the width from the HTML itself as if it was the place where you can change things. and the style sheet will be something that is fixed. So everything related to the distance, speed, and things like that should be modified from here. The source is the SVG that I just put in the folder. And we need one more thing, is the style sheet. So here in the top I'll put a style. So I guess we are done from the index. If I go to the style, it's still empty. So here we're gonna add style related to this ID. Aeroplane. Background repeat, no repeat. Width is 150. Height is 70 px. Margin left, actually this should be the stopping position of the airplane. In the top is 80%. It means that this is also the final position of the airplane. And for an animation, I will add any name I can give to it. I can call it moving airplane. And the speed is 10 seconds. So 10 seconds is between the starting of the moving till the end. If I put it 30%, it's gonna be slow. If I put it 5%, it's gonna be super fast. 10% is okay. The name is moving airplane, correct this one. And here I have 4 movements. The movement number 1 is 0%, means that when the animation starts, and at 0%, I have margin left is 0, means that the airplane will start from the far left of the page. The top, when the airplane will start moving, is 50%. And the transform is a rotation of 30 degrees. At 33%, I should change this behavior. It's the margin left, or at least I would say the position. Margin left is 33%. The top is 70, means that the airplane is distant from the top. And the transform rotation is 10 degree. At 66%, I will change again the movement, and I will say that the margin left is 66%. Top is 80%. and the transform is a rotation of 0 degrees. And the top is 80%. It's done. Okay, let's check. So here we are. We have the landing airplane over nothing here in the space. In the next part, we're gonna develop the screen that will represent the runway alone. And in the third part, we're gonna put them together in one code. In this part 2 of this tutorial, we're gonna start by adding a folder. I'll call it landing. Inside landing, I'll add index.html, and I will add also style.css. Inside the index, I'll add some code, some HTML representing my runway. So first of all, I'll add a link to my style sheet. And landing runway, whatever. Okay, then in the body I have a figure. Inside the figure I have a div for the first this runway title. The class, I'll call it x-axis. And inside it I have a header of size 3. The second div it's basically the runway. Inside it I have 3 span. If I go back here, I have zone 1, zone 2, zone B. And this is because most of the airports has this zone system. So I'll copy this span of zone A, and then for width of 33%, it's a zone B. And for the other 33% of the runway, I have zone C. We are done with the index. If I go to my style sheet, here we first start by the body, and there are 2 colors. The color of this gray something, color of all the page, and the color of the text. And then we have the figure, which is the main tag for all our components. Max width is 60% of the screen, and then we have padding left 30 pixel. Maybe we'll change it later. and padding top is 33%. After that, we have a runway. Overflow hidden, width of 0%, and there is an animation called expand. This is the speed. I'll define the animation here also. I think it's very simple. It's expanding from 0% to 100%. And then let's check what we have else. Y-axis, runway, one-axis block, and value. So the y-axis, which is this title that is vertical, we have also a block, and then we have three type of block. The block is changing the color depending to its position. Okay, so we have all the information of the block here. When the position is number 2 of the block, we change the color, and whenever it's number 3, we change the color again. On hover, the opacity is lowered. I guess this doesn't have any related code. I'll remove it. Okay, save. And then we have the value. Here we are. This is the code that we just wrote. And this is the opacity changing depending to the hover. In the third part, we're gonna merge the two codes together and try to put the airplane over the runway. Probably we're gonna have to change little things on the CSS. So let's jump to code to the part 3 right away. So in part 3, we're gonna merge the two codes. Really simple. I'll create a new code, new project. Let's copy the last one. I'll find it somewhere here. And I'll rename it to landing aircraft. Okay. In landing aircraft, we have already the landing code because we copied it. And then we should only take the code from the aircraft that we created in part 1 and merge it in this part 3. So let's start by the index again. I'll open it. Here we are, and I'll open the aircraft code. I'll copy only this part. On the top here. And for the style, I'll also copy all the style. This all to my new style. If I check now, it's called landing aircraft. So the aircraft is not moving. There is something. I'll close this. We finished with that. And here I'll save. I didn't save. And here we are. We see the airplane landing. But I didn't copy the SVG. I'll copy it also to the new folder. So the airplane is landing, but it's landing behind the runway. Behind the runway first, so we should do something with the z-index. The second thing is that I should modify the code so that the airplane land over the runway directly. If I go to the style sheet again, I will modify the top to, so the ending position, I should change them all. So I think it's gonna start by 40, then going down to 60, and then the ending one is 70. 70, and here the top is 70 again. So this is the final position. If I try it again, yeah, we need a bit of modification. I need it to be just over, like in the middle of the runway. I guess middle of the runway means 71, 72, something like that. I'll put it 72. Exactly. So also I need the behavior of the airplane to start land from here. And number two, I should add the z-index. So let's see what we can do here. I'll go back to my code. I was talking about z-index. I'll put z-index here. So z-index 100. Probably it's gonna work. And the other thing is that I'll put it 30%. And this is 0, so it starts from the beginning. And I don't know if I put it 50, I think, or 72. I don't know, let's see. Still it doesn't work. It's gonna be 75 from the beginning. So at 333% it should already be over the runway. Great. It's starting a bit far, so I should do something with the top. So yeah, the top is 75, no, 72. Okay, 72, 72, and 72. Now it should work. Great. Still, I needed to start a bit early. I wanted to start a bit early, so the margin left, I'll put it 20. So 20, then 66, then 66. Let's see. Great. Great. This is what I want. In the next video, we're gonna give the runway a distance from 0 to something here, and we're gonna define where the airplane should land, in zone A, zone B, zone C, or in any place in the runway. So now we will try to land the aircraft in any position we want. And here in the bottom, I should add some JavaScript. Let's put it here. So let's say we have an airport size of 3000 meters, and the airplane stop should be at 1500 meters. So in this case, the stopping position is in the middle, right? So the stop position is 100 by airplane stop divided by airport size. I guess we don't need parentheses at all. Okay. Then I will tell my HTML get element by ID. It's here. Okay, for aeroplane style dot margin left and it is the stopping position divided by 2 plus 20 plus so plus 20 because there is a margin left that is already there. I guess if the runway is 60%, means that we have, and it's in the middle, means that we have 20% from right and 20% from left. So the stopping position is the middle of the runway plus the 20% that was before already from the whole screen, because we are starting to land from 0. I want airplane stop in the middle. It should go directly to zone B in the middle now. There is only one thing that I should add. is that I should remove the the margin left from my default style sheet. So here I have margin left here. I should remove it. And with this, I think it's gonna land correctly. It's still landing there and going back. Okay, great. So what is the problem here? The problem is that the animation took it to the C, then it went back to the B. So here also, I should remove margin left from here and from here. Save and move it. Voila, and it's slowing down because it's gonna land here. If I go back and I'll ask the airplane to land in position 3000, which is the end of the airport size, then it's gonna land in the threshold here in the edge. Actually, it didn't land in the edge. There is problem here. And the problem is related to the size. So the simplest way to know where the airplane is landing correctly, because it's really hard to find it, to find out from the browser, I will do it like this. If I believe it's gonna land at 20%, 20% means that the airplane stop is 0. Okay. Then it should stop at 0. Let's see what will happen. So this is 20%. So the stopping position is 60 by airplane stop divided by airport size. Because the airport size is 60% of the screen. So instead of taking it 100%, I took it 60%. And then the stopping position of the airplane will be depending to the whole distance of the runway plus 20, which is the distance from here to here, 20. But as I said before, I don't want the airplane to stop by its first edge. I want it to stop from the middle. And from here to here is 4%. 4% means 20 minus 4, and it means 16. So here, 16 represent the beginning of the screen till the start of the runway minus the half of size of the airplane. This is the 16, so we are adding 16 to the stopping position, and the stopping position is the exact number from here to where the airplane has stopped. If I do some counting, if I put 3000 here, it's gonna finish in the edge. If I put 2000. It will finish in the 2/3. And if I put 1000, it's gonna stop here. And then let's say 500 means here in the middle of zone A. Great. There is one other problem. I removed runway text from here because I was playing a bit with the distances, but then it's still here. If you want to add it again, you can add it. So I put it back and everything is fine. Great. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the steps and the errors and the problems that we got. This was a really nice project that, of course, the real project is much bigger than this. We were taking all the data or the information from a database and we were representing everything in this schema. So everything was modified in the CSS based on the information that we were getting from database. If you have any further questions, please put it in the comments. And see you in the next video.